It was incredibly painful, and he was acting like it was nothing. Once people decided that the lawsuit was referring to Meek Mill, these rumors started to circulate about his possible involvement. No question, this may just be the first celebrity domino, and I don't know what is going on. They found Kendrick and wife. No Diddy gang Meek Mill in real life ever disrespect me that yeah, me. Diddy's lawyer Mark Agnafilo is speaking out and lying for bail again after footage of Diddy in sexual contact with Meek Mill was leaked. Meek Mills is scrambling to get this footage out of the public spotlight and has allegedly even offered $100,000 to anyone who can find out who leaked the footage. Hey, what's up, King? Son, man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. But going back to the lawsuits, one of those plaintiffs that has sued Combs was Rodney Little Rod Jones, a music producer who apparently worked with Combs on his latest album called Love. Jones says he lived with Kodak Mies for a year and witnessed what he claimed was not only debauchery but also illegal activity. In his lawsuit, Jones named some very well-known celebrities like Cuba Gooding Jr., who he claimed sexually assaulted him on a yacht that Combs had rented for a holiday cruise in 2022. Other celebrities' names are redacted from the suit. For example, the lawsuit reads, quote, rapper redacted on Mr. Co-LME's yacht, consorting with underage girls, sex workers. Then in a footnote, it says he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Now, based on that online slows, quickly deduced that that suit was likely talking about Meek Mill. He dated Nicki Minaj for a couple years between 2015 and 2017, and he was opening act on a world tour once people decided that the lawsuit was referring to Meek Mill. These rumors started to circulate about his possible involvement or participation in Combs' activities. Philadelphia rapper Meek Mill is in the spotlight due to his connection to Diddy's lawsuit, and fans are peeling back the layers of their relationship. 50 Cent, Gene Deal, Big Homie CC, and even DJ Academic's word on the street is that Diddy and Meek Mills were in a relationship together, and everyone in the industry knew. Now, this relationship is being exposed due to Meek Mill's connection with Diddy. There are reports that the relationship between Diddy and Meek Mill started in the early 2000s, and they started hanging out after Diddy took Meek Mill shopping. Cause I just to say no, but you got CLO when he offered to take you shopping. Yeah, M is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not FOD. I'm just saying, set that up. That up in the same shirt. What do you mean? He's in the same shirt. Obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. This is what I'm saying, bro. You go. I mean, like this is some of the things that people say girl guys may say to a girl, you know, like, let me see, damn, they found it that quick. What do you think is happening in the middle? I don't know what is going on. They found Kendrick and wifey. What's up? Huh, real life, no Diddy gang. Meek Millie in real life. Don't ever disrespect me that. Yeah. Meek Mills has responded to the rumors and given out multiple statements after leaked footage of the two went viral. This footage allegedly showed Sean Diddy Combs and Meek Mills in bed together during a freak-off. Reportedly, Meek Mills hasn't denied the allegations yet and so far only talked about how he wants to know who is fueling these conspiracies. The fact that he's willing to pay $100K also points towards just how seriously he's taking everything. Meek Mill himself has been vocal about his name being brought up alongside allegations of abuse, drug use, sex with underage girls. He has claimed online that his success in the industry as well as his work to reform the criminal justice system has made him a target, and Meek Mill is very active on X, formerly Twitter. He has voiced his thoughts about the lawsuit as well as the rumors. In September, he tweeted, quote, from the streets of Philly to becoming a millionaire to helping reform the system to bridging a gap of billionaires to interacting with the rap culture that results in success. It's a lot of people hating on me on the low. They don't play with guns, they do campaigns. And he also tweeted several times about the rumors surrounding his sexuality. For example, one tweet reads, I have the right to say I ain't gay and I'll trash anybody that play with my manhood, LOL. Then earlier this week, he put an offer on the table, a $100,000 reward for anyone who can figure out how he got named in Rodney Jones' lawsuit in the first place. He tweeted, I want to hire an investigative team, $100K cash to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek, anything to do with Buddy, and then in quotes, something not right. And then he followed that up minutes later with the streets. Know what's up with me? That's not the case. We talking about business side, somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got 100K for a thorough investigation of what's powering and how exactly my name connect to this. According to sources close to the industry, Meek Mills is worried about how these allegations might affect his career as a rapper. Initially, Meek was quiet because he thought Diddy was too big to fail and would get out. But now, with more than 36 cases against him and new lawsuits being filed every week, Meek Mills is worried and he doesn't want to be associated with the crimes that are coming out. DJ Academics gave his statement on the situation, saying that there are no friends in this industry and everyone is only looking out for themselves. Well, Meek Mill had a video recently. He was walking around someplace and he said, "No Diddy, no Diddy. Gang me million in real life. Ever disrespect me? That me? Yeah, makeup." Oh wow. You saw that? No, I seen it. Yeah. I mean, look, you can't really know Diddy your way out of that photo where you got the matching outfit with Puffy. You can't did your way out of that. But I guess it's a little disappointing is that it seemed like Meek Mill was an actual friend. There's no friends in the industry, Vlad, but it seemed like they were actually had a relationship there. No friends in the industry. Vlad, they ain't no friends in the industry. I think a lot of people, you see all the silence we hearing now. I think Ray G kind of said, even though Ray's kind of going a little cuckoo recently, love him. But here's there's a lot of people silent, and there's 3 reasons. One, they got some skeleton in their closet. They're like, let me not jump in, cause I don't want them look at me. 2, some of them was at these parties, and they may have freaked off a couple girls with Diddy. Yeah, and 3, or guys, right? And the third version is literally them trying to figure out, like, I don't want to be against this guy if he beats it. So everybody's been watching it. So they're watching it and they be like, we're like 23 lawsuits, and yes, more than that I thought it was. Over 120, no, I see what you're saying, they all file it, they haven all file. So they're like, we're a bunch of lawsuits in, right? And I think now, people are realized, man, that friendship, it's time to save our own ass. That's the only part I like about with Meek Mill. Nobody ever accused Meek Mill of doing a crime. People accused Meek Mill of being homosexual and doing some freak acts with Diddy. Let's be clear. In a recent episode of the Joe Rogan podcast, Joe Rogan also talked about the situation regarding Meek Mills. Gene Deal, Diddy's ex-bodyguard, also went over the situation and said that his people in Philadelphia know that Meek Mill is gay. 50 Cent said no to going shopping with Diddy because he knew what it really meant. But Meek Mill not only went shopping with Diddy, but he also got matching shirts and came to the party in Diddy's arms. Plus, there's footage of Diddy calling Meek Mill's daddy too. And if that doesn't confirm their relationship, I don't know what will. Meek Mills, well, he said a Philly rapper, you understand, and it was redacted in the paperwork to that. Because, first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime 2 rappers or 2 people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, my man, listen here, man, my dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly, they don't play that well. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this holy witch, whereas that he's dressing like the same. He dressing like Diddy hugged up with Diddy. I think that L know a lot of edge, but I know this 2 men dress alike. It's like 2 men laying down. Meek Mills isn't the first celebrity that has been named in connection to Diddy. People have been comparing Diddy with Jay-Z ever since the lawsuit was filed, and now Jay-Z has a lawsuit filed against him. Meek Mill is scared of the same thing happening to him. Criminal defense attorneys are already exposing everyone that was friends with Diddy. If such a high-profile name like Jay-Z has come out, could more celebrity names be tied to these lawsuits? What do you think we can expect? No question, this may just be the first celebrity Domino and Jay-Z was unmasked as celebrity A, but let's not forget there's a celebrity B in that same lawsuit that allegedly witnessed the sexual assault of female celebrity. And there was someone who went on CNN earlier this week and said that his sexual assault was witnessed by another celebrity as well. So I think we're gonna see more celebrity names identified very soon. Alright, Nayar Rani, thank you so much for joining us. As you said, this is one that has entered the court of public opinion. It's nice to have your actual legal advice on them. There are more sex assault accusations connected to the case against Shaw Diddy Holmes. The latest involves hip-hop mogul Jay-Z, who issued a vehement denial this morning, a blistering response from Jay-Z after he was accused of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl more than 2 decades ago. The billionaire hip-hop mogul was added to an existing civil lawsuit against Shaw Diddy Holmes, citing an alleged incident after the 2000 VMAs where the victim claimed she was drugged and assaulted by both Diddy and Jay-Z, while a third celebrity, Watch the Judge, has actually agreed that the victim can remain anonymous and that the case can proceed. So there seems to be a little bit more to this case, Jay-Z vehemently denying the claim, writing these allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Also saying, my only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down and explain the cruelty and greed of people I mourn yet another loss of. Innocence Jay-Z also attacked the attorney behind the lawsuit, Tony Busby, who fired back, saying, I won't be bullied or intimidated. Busby is behind at least 20 of the sexual assault lawsuits against HMEs, who calls Busby's lawsuits shameless publicity stunts. Combs' statement went on to say, he has never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone. Holmes will stay in jail until his trial in May, but he has appealed the most recent decision to deny him bail. That ruling should come later this week. To make matters even worse for Jay-Z, there are multiple witnesses that saw him abuse 13-year-old minor with Diddy. This minor, along with several other witnesses, has actually given exclusive interviews, and alleged eyes are even prepared to come out in court and testify. This testimony is going to be instrumental in connecting the dots and finding everyone that was involved with Diddy. There have been rumors for years about what was going down in Hollywood, but this is the first time that actual footage has been found. Inside the building, plaintiff recognized many celebrities as she entered what appeared to be a large living room or foyer containing a large crowd. Plaintiff attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of the celebrities that she recognized and whom she wanted to see at the VMA's wait staff. Circulated throughout the room carrying trays of drinks, and loud music played throughout the venue. Plaintiff observed widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. After attempting to talk to numerous celebrities, plaintiff accepted a drink from one of the waitresses circulating the crowd. The drink was a reddish yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just a portion of that drink, plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. A photograph of an actual exemplar container used by Combs and/or his agent SL employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. And these are the photos included in the lawsuit that show a small plastic container that the plaintiff claims contained drugs at the party. The woman, remember, who claims she was 13 at the time, says she felt woozy and went to look for a place to lay down soon after Combs entered the room, along with defendant Carter and a female celebrity B plaintiff. Immediately recognized all three celebrities, Combs aggressively approached plaintiff with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party, Combs," then threw plaintiff toward a wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Plaintiff was held down by Carter as he vaginally raped her. While Combs and Celebrity B watched after Carter was finished, he stepped back toward the wall. Holmes then stepped forward and vaginally plaintiff while Carter and Celebrity B watched. He's then knocked plaintiff down and attempted to force plaintiff to perform oral sex on him. She fought back, standing up quickly and punching out at the same time. Hitting Combs in the neck, taken to Combs stopped his attempt. The victim alleged that Jay-Z raped her, is allegedly an autistic woman that was raped by Jay-Z, along with Diddy at an after party for the MTV Video Music Awards in New York City in 2000. The woman gave an interview to NBC News and even named all the celebrities that were present at Diddy's freak-off party. These celebrities saw what was happening, but they only laughed at her and didn't help at all. You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life. A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity. What made you want to come forward and talk today? Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet, but it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close. You weren't scared to be all alone. No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof jowl ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out. In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury the night of the 2000s VMAs. She says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party. I stumbled upon Diddy's driver who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for. What did you think when he said that to you? I thought it meant that I was just pretty. She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji, Madden, and his brother. I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, you know, I have a really is about his tattoo. That's the Last Supper because I have a religious background, so it was just something to talk about. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched. JC comes in, and me, he, at that point, I was fighting trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it. Stop it, cut the. After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home. We rode home in silence. She didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was. Another male victim also gave an interview on CNN and said that Diddy actually asked his guards to hold him down after drugging him. The details of these cases are shocking, and they show just how horrifying the things which went on in Hollywood actually were. It was incredibly painful, and he was acting like it was nothing. Yes, he sat in the dark, but he brought into the light some very disturbing allegations against Diddy. I was screaming. I was telling him to stop. More than 24 accusers have filed suit against the still imprisoned rap mogul. But this man is the very first to do an on-camera interview telling his chilling story to CNN's Elizabeth Wagmeister. He was abusive beyond belief, the man identified only as John. Doe says he was hired by a security firm to work at one of Shan Combs' famous white parties in the Hamptons. Hey yo, what's up? Yo, your boy Diddy. At first he was incredibly friendly, very gracious, but the accuser's lawsuit obtained by extra claims that Combs targeted him, providing him with drinks throughout the night. This didn't come from staff or someone holding a tray of drinks. It came from him directly. Correct. The first drink started to have some effect on me, and I just thought, wow, these are really strong drinks. It wasn't until the second drink, and it was already too late, that I realized that there was something wrong with the drinks. In the suit filed in October, the man claims Diddy pushed him into a van, held him down, and sexually assaulted him. He says he could not escape because he had been drugged. Sean Combs was waiting in the wings. He was watching from some sort of vantage point. And once I was in a helpless position and he was sure that he was in a position of power, then he took advantage of the situation. The thing that scares Meek Mill the most is that there has been actual footage of the crimes that took place. Courtney Burgess, a close friend of Diddy's ex-wife Kim Porter, actually submitted 8 videotapes into FBI custody after he was called to testify against a grand jury. These tapes are how the FBI is going to come after the rest of the people that helped Diddy carry out his crimes. Meek Mill is probably worried he's on these tapes too. And those statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could given the limitations Imp imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women. How many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potential underage? 2 males, and of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs? This is gonna be all speculation. I just want to preface it by, he wouldn't know if they were right. Appeared to be, let me rephrase it, based on yes, understand out of the 8. Celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appeared to be either inebriated or intoxicated or into the influence? All of them out of those 8, how many appear to be potential victimized? How many might have been victimizing? I think all, to be honest, all were victims, were perpetrating victim. They were victimized, meaning this was happening to them, and they were inebriated, right? Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing. For Diddy, it wasn't even about sexual attraction, but more about power. Diddy wanted to control people, and that's why he did what he did. This pattern was confirmed by a new lawsuit that was filed just last week. This lawsuit claims that Diddy told a rapper that he wanted to make him his and raped him. The lawyer bringing the case has mentioned that all 3 of the Sierra cases follow the same pattern, and it shows clearly that Diddy was drunk on power. So why did you believe in these cases, and why didn't you believe in others that you were presented with? Well, the thing with an abuser as sexual abuser is they follow a pattern they fall to type, and you become very clear on what that pattern is, particularly a serial sexual abuser in these cases. We're all identical in the facts, identical in the story. It was beginning, middle, conclusion. Boom. None of them knew each other. Did you have them meet? No. Did you have them coordinate stories? No. Do you think they had any contact with each other before they came to you? Absolutely not. And when you were talking to them, well, first the ones that you didn't take. Why not? Stories didn't make sense. Stories didn't fit the pattern. Stories were not credible. I mean, this is my 30th year as a lawyer. I've tried over 100 cases. I can assess whether somebody's story is credible, and if I don't believe it, I'm not gonna put my name on a pleading sign, and file it in court. I'm not doing that, and that's what I did with the 60+ cases that I rejected. Pine was bisexual work for Diddy, go to money for doing errands, form him and being his stepping fetch, for lack of a better word. And I think it was a power move. It was a clear power move, because this guy had the nerve to come to him and say, you owe me money. And so Diddy said, come on to the Intercontinental Hotel. He gives him the drug, knocks him out, sodomize him. And I won't use the term that my client used, but I will. He said he tried to turn me into his B word, and I think it was a clear power move on each and every occasion. I think the ones that took place in the park, that wasn't partying. He met my client, met him at a nightclub in the city here with a music producer. He didn't think he was getting into that. The man who was raped in the Hems, he thought he was going to a white party. Who wouldn't want to go to a white party? I would have gone to a white party back in the day. I wouldn't go now, but they went there innocently, and this is what happened to them. And this lawsuit is only one of the nearly 3 dozen lawsuits filed against Diddy. Tony Busby, the lawyer bringing most of the lawsuits against Diddy and Jay-Z, has detailed some of the disgusting and horrifying crimes that Diddy was committing against minors. Allegedly, Diddy had a pattern where he would drug minors or young artists and then take advantage of them. This pattern is the same in Jay-Z's case too. Allegedly, even the drugs used here were the same. We intend to name people in these lawsuits. We're not gonna do it in interviews. We're not gonna do it, without doing our due diligence. Because obviously, these types of allegations are very hurtful to people if they're not true, and very hurtful, frankly, if they are true. But if they're true, you shouldn't have been in the room and you shouldn't have been participating. So I anticipate that we're going to start filing lawsuits. And may not be big names at first, but we have a long list of names, and you might imagine in situations like this that when a victim tells us that this person was in the room or this person participated, we want to do as much due diligence as humanly possible before we file that case, because in the United States, in almost every state, public filings are in fact public. And when you name somebody in a lawsuit, the press is going to pick it up, and we're aware of that. So we're going to make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's, and I expect that there will be some people named in this law and these lawsuits that will raise some eyebrows. Another instance, another minor told allegedly by Sean Combs that he would make him a star, but he needed to visit with him in private about it from his parents once they were in a private area. Allegedly, Mr. Combs made the victim perform oral sex upon him. Another incident, an individual 15 years old at the time, flown to New York City to attend a party, was drugged and then taken into a private room, allegedly in the presence of Mr. Combs, where this female individual minor was raped, and then other individuals took turns raping her. Another individual, 26 at the time of the occurrence, was picked up allegedly by Mr. Combs and several other people in a black SUV from the airport, was given one drink in the SUV and then literally woke up the next day not knowing what had happened, but with pain and damage too. Both her vagina and her anus, where she then went to the hospital. She was missing her underwear and her shoes. Another instance, an individual, this time not a minor, was attended a group dinner, allegedly with Shan Combs in Miami. She wasn't drinking because she was pregnant, but she drank at the table, apparently, at least according to her, was laced with something. She blacked out, and she woke up in the same bed again, allegedly with Mr. Combs in his mansion in Miami. Her vagina and her anus were torn and sore. What do you think about the allegations, the leaked footage, and the fallout from these revelations? Are we witnessing the unraveling of Hollywood's most protected secrets, or is this just the beginning of an even bigger storm? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.